UMKC students started off the semester strong last week with a return to more in-person Roo Welcome Week activities. Thanks for joining us this week. I'm Sylvia Jeffress.
And I'm Daniel Strode. Last Saturday, New Roos kicked off the fall semester with plenty of fun Roo Welcome Week activities, including Union Fest, donuts with the dean, and the Welcome Block Party.
This Thursday, September 1st, Union Programming Board will have baby kangaroos on the University Walkway from 3 to 5 p.m. Be sure to stop by to pet or take a picture with the baby roos.
Zeta Phi Beta Sorority is hosting a game night on Friday, September 2nd from 7 to 10 p.m. Come by for games and to get to know more about Greek life on campus.
Students, campus will be closed for Labor Day on Monday, September 5th. That includes no classes.
Now, on to Kansas City news.
President Joe Biden recently announced sweeping student loan relief measures for past and current students. The new plan includes up to $10,000 in federal loans forgiveness for borrowers and up to $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients. The plan also includes a cap on interest for borrowers, up to 5% of their income. Any student who has gotten loans before July 1st, 2022 is eligible for student loan forgiveness through this plan. Visit www.ed.gov/subscriptions to receive updates on the status and details of the plan.
The Starbucks on the Country Club Plaza has permanently closed. A sign posted to the store's front door last Monday announced the store's closure, but didn't state a reason why. This follows a nationwide effort by Starbucks employees to unionize their stores in an effort to ensure better working conditions, including the Country Club Plaza Starbucks.
Now let's go over to the Den with Jackson Ogden. Take it away, Jackson.
Welcome back into the Den. I'm Jackson Ogden. This past week, our fall sports teams were off and running, and I've got you covered on anything you might have missed. Starting with the women's soccer team, they dropped a match at Creighton by a final of 2-1. Madison Page tapped in the lone goal in the 29th minute, but that would be all the offense the Roos saw for that match. On Sunday, they took on 19th ranked St. Louis and battled well in a scoreless first half. Things got out of control in the second half, and ultimately they dropped the match by a score of 5-0. They currently stand at 0-3-1 and have a match against Texas State this week. The men's soccer squad dropped their season opener to Drake by a final score of 1-0, but rebounded with a 3-2 win over Bradley. Despite playing the final 57 minutes of the match one player down, the Roos were able to hang on and get their first win of the season. They're set to head to Tulsa on Friday for this week's action. Finally, the volleyball team played in the Bradley Invitational over the weekend and went 1-2. They're set to play in the Tulane Classic this weekend before a huge contest against KU next week. On to some national news, the Chiefs wrapped up their preseason with a 17-10 win over the Packers. I could sit up here and pretend as if that game meant anything, but I don't feel like wasting anyone's time like that. In some important NFL news, the Bills cut rookie punter Matt Araiza after disturbing allegations surfaced of him raping a 17-year-old last fall. In other words, the Browns are probably in lifetime talks with him. Low blow, fine, I know, but they're the ones employing the guy at quarterback who had 26 sexual assault cases against him, not me. Talking about employing the wrong people, the Royals continue to be the joke of the league as the young pitching is getting hit harder than the dinosaurs did by the asteroid. They sit at 52-77, and luckily there is roughly only a month left of this mess that is the 2022 season. Well, that's all the news and jokes I've got for you today. As always, you can catch me here, but make sure to follow me on Twitter at Jackson_Ogden to keep up with more of my sports takes.
Hello, my name is Joshua Cunningham, and I'm back with RooTV and Arts and Entertainment. So today we're going to talk about my favorite albums of 2022, and again, I like to emphasize the word my because it's my opinion, so don't get upset if your album's not on here. But I'm going to start first with Candy Drip by Lucky Day. This came out in March 10th, and I remember I was just playing it all the time when it first came out. I just really liked the vibe. I'm an R&B guy, and it was an R&B, almost an old school R&B vibe, which was really nice. And my favorite song from that is probably Deserve. It was a really good song. The next one is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. And Kendrick Lamar, we've all been waiting for him to drop. So when he announced that he was about to drop this album, we were all super excited. I saw everyone's Instagram stories posting it. And he did not disappoint. 5 years of waiting, and he didn't disappoint. I really liked the album. I only listened to it one time because it was just a lot of thinking. But I was glad he made me think and made me, see what the world was really like. And I say the next one is I Never Liked You by Future. I never really listened to Future like on his own, I always listened to him as like on features, and I always thought he was the best or one of the best feature artists, but I didn't know what his actual music was like, and this album did not disappoint for my first listen to Future. I Never Liked You was fire. My favorite song was probably Wait For You featuring Drake. I like Drake a lot, so that song was just kind of a perfect blend of them, and they've already featured on each other's stuff, and they're always a perfect pair. So the next one is Give or Take by Giveon. I was early to Giveon way before Heartbreak Anniversary, and it popped on TikTok, so I was excited for this album. And again, Giveon also didn't disappoint. I liked how he had a more storyline on this album, and just how his older relationships made how he interacted with the new girls and how those relationships went, you know. And the next one is Xeno by Ray Brown. It's spelled Xeno. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Ray Brown, most underrated artist of all time. You can quote me on it. You could clip this if you want. But he made this album, and it was different than what he used to do, but I liked it. And my favorite song, or at least my first favorite song, was White Honda, but really all the songs are really good, and I'm probably going to listen to some of this album right after I leave here. The next two I didn't listen to a lot, but they were good enough to make the cut. So I'm going to say Who Cares from Rex Orange County was really good. I started getting into Rex Orange County more in 2022, and I'm going to continue, and this was a good start for me to get into them. My favorite song was probably Amazing from that. And then the second one is 5 Seconds Flat by Lizzie McCaplin. A friend showed me Lizzie McCaplin like a year or two ago, and she's a really good, Lizzie McCaplin is such a good writer, and the album was amazing. I didn't listen to it that much. I probably need to go back and listen to it, but my favorite song was probably Reckless Driver, just because that's the one I've listened to the most because it came out as a single before. Then we're going to go to Dawn FM by The Weeknd. Now, this one came out early 2022, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't really like it too much at first. But the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me, and now I really like it a lot. I love Is There Someone Else, Sacrifices, Less Than Zero. All those songs are really, really good. And then American Heartbreak by Zach Bryan. Now, I told you I was on Giveon early. Zach Bryan, I was probably even on him earlier. And that was one of my friends showed me Zach Bryan, and we've been listening to him ever since. And American Heartbreak, I was kind of like, man, 32 songs when it dropped. I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I want to listen to this. But I did not regret listening to it at all. Every song was great. The one I've listened to the most since it's dropped is probably Happy Instead, and that one's really, really good. So this last album, I didn't actually have a full 10. I only had 9, but this last one is a shout out to Jackson Ogden. Melt My Eyes and See Your Future by Denzel Curry. I have listened to one song, I think, off this album, and it was really good, and Denzel Curry as a rapper is just good. So good shout from Jackson Ogden. He has good music taste, so I'm going to trust him on this. If you don't like it, blame him, not me. But anyways, that's all I have time for today on RooTV. Come back next week to RooTV to see what I'm going to be talking about. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's mr.cunning123. You just get to see my daily life, and you get to see even more music that I like, or shows and things like that. So don't forget to follow me there, and don't forget to watch RooTV.
Thanks for tuning in to RooTV this week. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see next. Visit us at kcroonews.com for continuous updates.
Tune in next week for more UMKC and Kansas City news.